Well, Nick, thank you so much for joining me today. People don't know who you are and what you have created. You've created a platform, we can call it a network. I see it as a solution for many, many things. So first of all, tell us who you are. What is your background?
Thanks for the time to shine a little bit of light on our network. So Nick VandenBrekel, I'm a Navy veteran and a pilot, helicopter pilot and aircraft pilot, and also an engineer, electrical engineer, and then got involved in a lot of technology that people use every single day, whether it's biometric technology, fingerprint identification, social media technology, data technology. So this whole emergence of social media, this whole emergence of connected technologies, we've been very, very, very close to.
You have said, many people have called you crazy. You have said that this is your swan song. And I think that people need to know what you put together, but not really so much right now what, but I want to know the why.
So many people exchange their time and their data with platforms, but it's very single-sided in that these companies then take the data, make the money, but there's no reciprocity. And that's really where this whole element of reciprocity came from. We realized that what we really needed to start doing is develop networks and systems that were based on the foundation of what we call reciprocity. What reciprocity means is that the platform, the network, shares its success with the users who make it successful. So in other words, for the first time ever, would you really get rewarded for the participation in the network that you are such an active part of? Without participants, there is no network, and certainly the network doesn't have any financial success. And then that model is being used to reciprocate the rewards back to the users. And that's how reciprocity began, and that turned into Oru. The more you participate in the network, the more you receive reciprocity, and of course that's in the form of money. But that's kind of where Oru came from. Now, it was born out of what I believe was going to be the next type of economy.
Nick, we're talking about people participating and being rewarded, but what about you? How are you being rewarded through Oru?
The reciprocity model doesn't mean it's a social welfare model. What it means, though, is that you take the majority of the funds that are created by the platform and you share that with the people who made you successful. You keep enough to make sure that the company and the network can function, and you keep enough to make sure that you can function. But the real question really is, does anybody need $1 billion? And the answer, of course, is no, absolutely not. I think the gap, the wealth gap between the people who have a tremendous amount of money, less than 1% of the people in the world control 95% of the wealth in the world. And all of those folks who are on the other side of it, barely making it, paycheck to paycheck, are not making it. So if we take that gap and make it smaller to make sure that you still reward success, you still reward incentive, then what's wrong with that? So you make a little less money individually, but as a whole, the whole group stands to benefit. But without their participation, the network is not successful. So what's in it for me? What's in it for me is I get to be an engineer, always. We continue to make phenomenal systems that produce value for the users. And if those values become an enterprise success, then everybody does well. We do well, but everybody else does well also. And I think that is, the key point. Nobody in the digital social space has ever done that before.